Are you a home buyer who is feeling frustrated and disappointed by constantly losing in multiple offer situations? In this video, you will learn about 4 essential strategies that can make your offer strong and stand out among others. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video for a bonus tip that might help make your offer simply irresistible to sellers.
Navigating the current real estate market can be challenging for buyers who find themselves consistently outbid in competitive multiple offers. But there's hope. Here are 4 important strategies to help get your offer accepted. They are price, terms, convenience, and the assurance of a smooth closing process. By understanding and addressing these key areas, you can tailor your offer to align more closely with the seller priorities. So let's dive into each of these key strategies.
Let's start with strategy number 1, the price. The key here isn't just about throwing the highest number out there. Higher doesn't always mean better. It's about making your offer as appealing as possible, considering all angles. When making an offer, write the best and strong offer from the start. Some buyers make a mistake, assuming that they can lowball and then the seller can counter, but no. You may not always get a counter offer. Not to mention, your lowball offer might offend the seller. Often, you've got only one shot at making an impression, so make it count.
Another point on the price is offering to pay some or all the seller's closing costs. Of course, if you have the means to do so. The strategy directly impacts the seller's bottom line. When the seller gets multiple offers that are really close, this can be one detail that tips the scales in your favor.
Now let's talk about strategy number 2, terms. Terms are often just as critical as price in the eyes of the seller. Some of the terms are timing, loan, appraisal, and inspection contingencies. So how can you as the buyer make these terms attractive to the seller?
Timing. Flexibility around the closing date can be an important advantage. Don't automatically assume that the seller wants to close fast. Some sellers are happy to close within 3 weeks, while others might want a longer escrow, and maybe even a rent back. Make it clear that you are open to accommodating the seller's timeline. You know what? This just happened to us. We went in with a 21-day close, and lo and behold, they wanted a 45-day close because they wanted to have time to move out. They're getting married and needed that extra time to find a location. So it all's working out, and here we are closing on Friday.
Yep. Another important term is loan contingency. Work with a trusted lender on not just getting you pre-approved, but on having you fully underwritten. With a solid approval, you may be able to remove the loan contingency from your offer. Of course, do this only if there is 100% certainty that the loan would be approved. For a seller, that is an indicator that your finances are in order and gives them confidence in successful closure.
Now let's talk about appraisal contingencies. In today's market, appraisals can get tricky because homes sell faster than appraisal values can keep up with, creating a gap between the offer and the appraised value. To make your offer stand out, consider adding an appraisal gap guarantee to your offer. This essentially means if the appraisal comes in lower than your offer, you are prepared to cover the difference up to that certain amount. This assures the seller that you are a committed buyer and will alleviate any concerns.
Finally, let's talk about inspection contingency. To make your offer more appealing, consider as-is contracts. Sellers often fear the hassle of making repairs before closing. By offering as-is contract with an inspection contingency for major issues, you reassure the seller that you're focused on significant concerns only. Sellers often provide their own inspection reports in the disclosure package, and if there are no red flags, you might consider waiving the inspection contingency. This approach works for the seller and still lets you, the buyer, conduct inspections for extra peace of mind.
Strategy number 3 is convenience. Sellers are looking for a smooth, hassle-free process. So how can you as a buyer make this happen? By offering flexibility and addressing their concerns up front. As discussed earlier, offering flexible closing dates and terms can be a huge convenience. Another key convenience is contingency on seller finding a new home. By making a purchase contingent on the seller finding a new home within a set period of time, let's say 60 days. That provides the seller with a safety net. They won't be forced out of their home without somewhere to go, adding a significant layer of that convenience.
And finally, strategy number 4 is certainty of closure. In a market where cash is king, providing assurance that your deal will close is crucial, especially when competing against all cash buyers. Here is how you can leverage it if you require financing.
Leveraging equity with bridge loans. For buyers who already own property, tapping into the equity through a bridge loan can instantly elevate them to cash buyer status. This approach not only makes the offer more attractive, but also dispels any seller concerns over financing.
You can also consider giving a higher down payment if that's an option. Consider offering a 30, 40, or even 50% down payment. This shows the seller that you are a committed buyer and gives assurance you want to get to the closing table.
Finally, guaranteed closing date. Offer a guarantee that the deal will close on the agreed date. This might involve a close relationship with a reliable lender or even a personal commitment to cover costs if the deadline should be missed. Though it's a bold move, the assurance it provides the seller can be a game changer.
By adopting these 4 strategies, you enhance the attractiveness of your offer, making it stand out among the competition and increasing your chances of winning in a multiple offer situation.
Thanks for sticking around for our bonus tip. Consider enhancing your offer by crafting a heartfelt letter to the seller. While some agents may advise against it to avoid discrimination concerns, you can still write that letter to the seller if the seller is open to accepting buyer letters. Share your excitement about joining the community, your future plans, and what makes this home special to you. This approach has proven highly effective for us, even when our offer wasn't the highest. People value connection, and this letter adds a human touch to the transaction.
That's it for today. We hope these tips were helpful. Please share this video with someone who can benefit from it, and remember to like and subscribe for more real estate related videos.